I'm at it again, fucking crying because what's going on in this world, oh my God. These babies were at church, praying, being thankful for their first week back to school. Gun violence is the number one cause of death for children in this country. It is an epidemic. It is serious. It is the number one reason why our babies are dying, are fucking dying. You say it's a mental health problem. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. It's a mental health problem, right? But yet this administration just cut $1 trillion to Medicaid, which is the number one funder for people with mental health issues, the elderly, the disabled, the young, our children, the people that need the help the most. We're going to cut that funding. But then we're going to blame gun violence and school shootings on mental health issues. Wake up. We need some type of reform. We need to do something because thoughts and prayers aren't cutting it.
How many innocent children's lives have to be taken by violent gun violence for us to actually do something and make change? Today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 2 children are dead and 15 injured because of a 23-year-old white male who decided to go shoot up the place. We need better gun laws. My heart goes out to those families. They should never have to experience this tragedy. Nobody should. But thoughts and prayers, that's not a solution. That's ignoring the problem. Those children were quite literally praying in their Catholic school when they got shot. So thoughts and prayers. We need action. We need to call our reps. We need common sense gun laws. We need to stop worshiping the gun and start taking care of our children. Having to sit through active shooter drills is not fun as a teacher, and these kids are scared.
How many more kids need to die in school shootings before this country gives a shit about reforming its gun control and mental health? My heart is breaking and goes out to anybody affected by the shooting that happened in South Minneapolis at Annunciation Catholic School. I've spent much of this morning trying to process how I live in a country that cares more about banning books, what bathrooms people use, what color a border wall should be painted over keeping children safe. And I got nothing. I cannot comprehend. They just started school on Monday. It's the first week. There's absolutely no reason that an 8 and a 10-year-old are dead after being shot in a pew while praying during mass. I just watched an interview with one of the kids. He's 10 years old and his friend laid on top of him and ended up getting shot and is currently in surgery. No child should ever experience that. I don't really have anything else to say other than shit needs to drastically change in this country.
If a bunch of kids praying, getting locked inside a church and used as target practice is not enough to make people move, I do not know what is. The mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry, said it exactly right. Thoughts and prayers cannot be enough. These kids were literally praying. They were hiding under the pews as they were being shot at. As of right now, there is an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old who are gone, and 14 more who are getting worked on in the hospital, and an entire church full of kids who will never be the same. Senator Amy Klobuchar just told a story of a 7th grade girl who was in that church who survived and had to come outside and tell her best friend's dad that her friend was gone. Of course I'm upset. Of course I'm furious. This has been happening since I was in kindergarten. We have had a full generation to figure this the fuck out, and it's not important enough for the government to actually do anything about it. And to all of the conservatives in the NRA's back pocket who hide behind thoughts and prayers, it has never been more obvious that that is not enough. So if we are going to hide behind thoughts and prayers in the Bible, let's throw down James 2:17. Faith by itself, if not accompanied by action, is dead. You cannot just pray. You have to use your power. You have to pass legislation to regulate the gun issue in this country, or you are complicit and the blood is on your hands.
I need to tell you something that's going to be really hard to hear. 2 more children are dead, and we let it happen. I'm Dr. Kristen Lyerly, and I'm speaking to you as a physician who serves Minnesota families, as a public health expert, and as someone whose heart was absolutely broken once again when two beautiful children, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, lost their lives at Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis. 17 others were also injured. We've now had at least 44 school shooting incidents this year alone. This is not normal in any other developed nation. Gun violence like this is uniquely American, and much of it is preventable. And enough with the thoughts and prayers. Prayers are exactly what these little kids were doing when they were gunned down. That phrase has become a shield politicians hide behind when they refuse to act. Empty words meant to absolve them of their responsibility, while our children keep dying. We need our representatives, especially those who've sold their souls to the gun lobby for campaign cash and power. You know who you are. We need you to look these grieving parents in the eye and explain why your political careers are more important than these children's lives. Universal background checks, permit requirements, assault weapon restrictions, red flag laws, these are not radical ideas. They're basic public health interventions that work, and most Americans support them. Every day we don't speak up, more families join this nightmare. So I am speaking up loud and clear, and I'm inviting you to do the same for those children, for their families, and really for all of us.
My heart goes out to the parents in Minnesota, and as a Christian, yes, thoughts and prayers, yes, but you know what? Enough is a fucking enough, man. Like, this goes beyond party lines when I say enough is enough. I am a mom, and I want my kid safe whenever he goes to school. I don't want to have to be worrying about that. I want him to go to school and learn. I don't want this, like, enough is enough, man. Like, my PTSD is like over here because in Texas we had pew pew, right? Like, we can't say that, right? But why shouldn't we be able to say this on social media? Like, it's happening. It happens all the time. It keeps happening. Why does it keep happening? Enough. So frustrating that oh, well, your account's going to get banned if you say it. Why can't we say it? It keeps happening. No more thoughts and prayers. Action.
Hello, legislators offering thoughts and prayers about yesterday's shooting in Minnesota. I'm Linda, and I want to talk about those thoughts and prayers. Thoughts? Yes. I'm sure you're thinking of the 2 children who were murdered, the 17 who were wounded. Maybe your thoughts even include the families and friends who are grieving. But I'll tell you what you're not thinking about. Your thoughts are not about how to actually protect our children. Your thoughts are not with the children who will be murdered later this year in a school shooting because of your failure to act. Your thoughts are not with the parents of the next children to die. As for prayers, are you praying for peace for the grieving families? People you care so little about that you are actively doing nothing to protect them. Are you praying for the souls of the children murdered who died because ensuring that people have as many guns as they want is more important than their lives? Are you praying for the next murderer and the next and the one after that they might just change their minds? Are you praying for the children and teachers traumatized by the shooting? People who were themselves praying as the gunfire started. I can't help but wonder what they were praying. Were they saying the Hail Mary? You know, the Catholic prayer that ends, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death? When what they actually meant was pray for us sinners now at the moment of our death. Do your prayers include the 27 other children murdered in the 116 school shootings so far this year? Do your prayers include the children wounded, the children around this country who are not only terrified to go to school, but are now terrified to go to church, to pray? Your prayers are hollow. You have no intention of using your resources to affect any change. You are content to offer thoughts and prayers over and over and over again. Do you know where my thoughts and prayers are today? They are with you. Thoughts about what kind of people think offering thoughts and prayers is enough. My prayer is that your hearts will be opened and you will want to end this reign of terror, the targeting of our children. But if the 20 children murdered at Sandy Hook, the 14 children murdered at Parkland, the 19 children murdered at Uvalde can't penetrate your hearts of stone, what difference will the murders of 2 more children make? Bye. I know it's not very Christian of me, but I hope you choke on your thoughts and prayers.
Okay, yo, I guess we done flipped all the way to the back of the final page of the woke liberal talking head handbook, where it must say that when a demonic attack happens on a church and when children's lives are taken, when you open your mouth, you must open your mouth and speak out against prayer. You must open your mouth and speak out against God, because these woke liberal talking heads, some of the top officials, are now saying, and I quote, "Fuck your thoughts and prayers." They're saying that these children were in pews praying in church when their lives were horrifically taken. They're not addressing the demonic, mentally confused person, Robert, this boy that thought he was a girl, called himself Robin, mentally confused, come in there with a demonic spirit and shoots up this church, killing these babies. They're not addressing that. They saying, fuck your thoughts and prayers. The only thing that a person can find solace in, that they're attacking all religions. All of us that believe in prayer, believe in God. Prayer is sufficient for thee. It is God's grace and mercy that is found in prayer. And they're saying, fuck your thoughts and prayers. So listen, the Bible says, let your yes be yes and your no be no, TikTok. It's time to stand up. Here's your question. Do you believe prayer works or not? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and don't forget to follow. And pray for them babies.
After every school shooting, they always say thoughts and prayers. These kids were killed and attacked during prayer. If this isn't a sign prayer isn't enough, I don't know what is. Yeah, so I made a comment. Hold on, let me turn the light on. So I made a comment in that video that, you know, somebody like J.D. Vance saying what he said is in fact taking the Lord's name in vain, in my opinion. Taking the Lord's name in vain isn't about saying Jesus Christ or God damn it. It's about using your religion and using your faith as a justification for your own moral failings. If you are an elected official and you have the opportunity to affect changes in society that can, say, for example, protect the innocent, and you fail to do that because, oh, the Lord works in mysterious ways, you are making a personal choice that is not living up to your faith or your morals or your ethics, and you are trying to use the Lord to justify that. You are trying to use religion to justify that. And the irony is they understand that when it comes to abortion. Okay? Because think about their abortion arguments. Oh, as Christians, we have a moral obligation to act. God is testing us. This is a test of our faith. If we don't act, we are failing as Christians. They get it when it comes to abortion. But somehow, so they get it. They know. They know. There's no question in my mind that they know. The politics of the Second Amendment is just a more powerful motivator than their faith. And they use God and their faith to justify their moral failings and justify their abdication of their responsibility as Christians. They use God's name to justify that. Oh, God works in mysterious ways. It's out of my hands. That's taking the Lord's name in vain, isn't it? You are using the Lord's name to justify your personal failings, to justify your personal positions. That is taking the Lord's name in vain. That is a sin. And I find it really ironic that as a Satanist, I have to explain this to Christians.
No, they're not going to push this video, but fuck it, I'm going to say it. 23-year-old woke up this morning with the intent to go to a school and do harm to children. We live in a government where they're more worried about people that are crossing the border instead of the people that are actually doing harm right here. U.S. citizens at that. Not only that, in the last 10 years, there have been more mass pew-pewing at schools than ever before. And not one time do y'all think to figure out a way in each and every state to protect all of these children that are in school. And not just little kids, I'm talking about from K to 12. You worry about so much other stuff, but why are you not worried about being able to provide enough income for families where one parent can stay home with their child if they want to? If they want to be able to stay at home and raise their child at home, which meaning homeschooling them and not sending them out to a public school, not sending them out to the world, want to do everything at home, why don't they have the option to do that? If they decide to say no, that's fine because they chose that. But we don't have the option for that. If a single mom doesn't make enough money because she's making $16, $17 an hour, what is she going to do? What is a father going to do if he's not bringing home more than $100,000 in a year so that his wife can stay home? Or he's a single dad too. If he doesn't work, his children don't survive. He doesn't survive. Why don't we focus on the shit that is more important instead of painting a damn wall half black? Instead of trying to keep the Mexicans and the Hispanics and anybody of any type of color or minority out. Why are we worried about that? When you're not worried about the mental health issue that's going on in America. I turned a blind eye to that shit. That is a fucking problem.
Oh my God, did you hear what happened today? There was another school shooting. Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, it's awful. And it was at a Catholic school. I mean, they were literally inside their church area praying when it happened. That's horrendous. I know, and I really want to give them something right now to help, but I can't seem to find it anywhere, no matter where I look. Well, what are you possibly looking for? Oh my gosh, here it is. I knew I was saving this bad boy for something. Here you go. I really hope this helps.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I know, isn't it great? I think it'll really help. All this says is thoughts and prayers. Yeah, thoughts and prayers for everything they're going through right now. You're aware that this effectively doesn't do shit, right? You take that back.
This country is a fucking joke because those literally praying. They were literally praying. Like, I'm so done with the fucking thoughts and prayers. No, can we do something about gun violence? Y'all are so pressed to have guns and y'all's fucking Second Amendment. What about the children? I'm so scared to send my baby to school one day because of school shootings and mass shootings and the problem. America has a serious gun violence problem. And you people are so pressed to have guns and shit. Y'all care more about guns than y'all care about the kids. Y'all are not pro-life. Y'all are fucking dumb. Like, how many kids have to die for it to click? How many people have to die for there to be some type of change? Like, this shit is so scary. And it happens every single day. Like, the school year just started and we're already hearing about school shootings. And it's really hard for me to believe that we're going to have any sort of change in the near future because our own fucking president is so pro-guns and think that we should just get over stuff. And all the politicians are like, Republican are all like thoughts and prayers. Even the Democrats are all talk and not doing enough to actually solve any type of problem in this fucking country. Like, this shit is a fucking joke. Like, and it makes me so mad. And I just feel so guilty for bringing a baby into this messed up ass world, into this fucked up ass world. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
The kids were praying. They were praying when they were murdered. Their parents dropped them off at school, never got to pick them up. They were praying. We don't want to hear thoughts and prayers because thoughts and prayers aren't saving our children. Thoughts and prayers aren't protecting them from gun violence, from being murdered while they're at school, while they're praying. Thoughts and prayers are not enough, and they never will be.